my name is Matthew McMillan and this is my pitch for my final major project in my UAL Extended Diploma Level 3 Media course. With this final major project, I'll be individually producing my own research, production. I'll individually produce my own research, pre-production, production and post-production, as during this unit I've decided to create my own horror film trailer and alongside that I'll also be creating my horror film poster. I have chosen to do a movie trailer and a poster to go along with it, as I want my work to be engaging to the audience and also give meaning to the audience, which will leave them in suspense and also wanting them to see more. As well, I would also like to create enigmas in my horror film poster and trailer, which will leave the audience engaged and will hopefully help the hype for my trailer and poster. My inspiration for the idea of my film trailer and horror film poster was simply just my love for the horror film genre. I also got inspiration from some of my favourite horror films, such as Get Out, The Conjuring series and also The Nun, as I think these films use the micro-elements to convey the horror genre really effectively, which really helped me in the choosing for my final major project. Another inspiration for my final major project would also be how the directors of some of my favourite horror films convey their styles to produce the meaning or use micro-elements well, such as Jordan Peele, who is the director of films such as Get Out, Us and Nope, as well as The Candyman, and James Wan, who is the director of the Conjuring series, Saw, Insidious and also The Nun. I like how James Wan finds different ways to scare his audience and is not just predictable, as this keeps the audience second guessing and also engaged from start to finish, which is what I will be looking to apply as well as his incredible mise-en-scène use, his incredible mise-en-scène use of the horror genre. With Jordan Peele, I like how his production has meanings behind it, which is something I could apply with my horror poster. I also took big inspiration from the low-budget production that did huge in the box office, putting $2.1 million in, called Skinamarink. As watching this trailer, as well as seeing the poster for this film, intrigued me a lot and kept me on the edge of my seat, which is something I want to convey in my own horror trailer and poster. This is examples of some of the work that I've been looking at recently. I've been looking at trailers such as Get Out and The Nun, as well as looking at different mise-en-scène and camera work, such as camera work from the likes of Us, and also mise-en-scène of the Conjuring series. With my research that I'll be conducting for my final major project, I'll be starting my research with the analysis of different professional horror movie trailers and also horror movie posters for these different horror movie trailers, and also horror movie posters, as by having detailed analysis about the different micro-elements and how it's conventional to the horror genre, it will massively help me moving forward, as I will be applying these to my own production to make sure it can be the best it can be. The second task I'll be conducting in my research will also be looking at codes and conventions of horror film trailers and horror film posters. As by doing this part of the research, I'm expanding my understanding of how to make my media products look more conventional to the audience, and also how it will appeal to the audience, which will be beneficial for my project. As well, I will be looking at doing audience research, such as a questionnaire, as getting feedback from the audience on what they think of horror film trailers and posters and how they think it will be better, will massively help me when it comes to applying it to my media products, as having feedback from the audience will expand my ideas. I'll also be looking at secondary research for my final major project, where I'll be looking at tips and existing reviews on what makes a good horror film trailer and also a poster. As by doing this, I'm getting professional information on how I could make my product look more effective to an audience and also more appealing. And finally, this is what my plan will look like for the weeks to come. We can see in the first and second week I'll be looking into doing the necessary research for my horror film trailer and poster, as by doing the necessary research it will help me massively when it comes to my pre-production, as this will give me a better understanding of ideas and how I can make them look more professional. Week 3, I'll be doing pre-production, which will consist of me doing various different planning documents for my horror film trailer and also my poster, such as sketches, proposals, risk assessments, location records, model release forms, etc. Week 4 of my FMP will consist of me getting feedback on my planning and making any amendments that I need to do to make it better, as by getting a second set of eyes on my work would be beneficial they might be able to see flaws that I've not seen yet, which will make my product better. The end of week 4, going on to week 5, will consist of the production stage where I'll be doing a photo shoot for my poster, and I will also be recording the trailer for my film. Week 6 will see me do my post-production process, where I will be editing my trailer for my short film on Adobe Premiere Pro, and I will also be using Adobe Photoshop to edit my horror film poster. And the 7th week of my FMP, which is the final week, will consist of me getting any final bits of feedback, as well as making final amendments, and I will also be looking to finish my evaluations and put everything on my website. We can see in this Gantt chart a clear picture how I want my FMP to look. As we can see in red, the weeks that are going to consist of what tasks, which will help me massively when managing my time with my FMP. I have been Matthew McMillan, and that has been my pitch for my final major project.